Hi everybody, Peter here again from Van Campen's Greenhouses. Today, by popular demand, we're going to talk a little bit about deadheading. And we've got some stuff here that needs to be deadheaded, but to start off, I just wanted to say, we're here to help out with any of your gardening needs. So you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you just use the hashtag HeyVanCampens, we'll find your tweet or post and we can help out. So just take a photo of something in your garden. If you have a question, should I deadhead this? Or you want to know a little bit about roses or something, use the hashtag HeyVanCampens. We'll come find that and help you out as much as we can. So today we're talking, don't need that anymore. We're talking about deadheading. So there's a number of different things you can deadhead. We've got perennials, annuals, all kinds of stuff. I know people want to know a little bit about shrubs. We'll talk more about pruning flowering shrubs later in another video. For this one, we're going to start with some perennials. So I'm just going to toss these down here. And we're going to start with English daisies. Now, there's perennials you can deadhead to help with continuous blooming. You've got to know what type of perennial you have. And there's perennials you can deadhead just to make it look nicer. So this English daisy here, we're going to deadhead it. And Jake, if you could come on in, we'll take a little closer look at what we're doing. This guy actually blooms all summer long, but it's got some ugly old blooms on it. And some people think that if you just pull the seed head off, then that's deadheading. But preferably, we're going to go reach down right inside, follow where the stem meets the plant, and pinch it off there. It's going to clean it up a lot. It's going to make it look a lot nicer. So we're just going to go ahead and do that to all the stems. And when we do that, it's going to make the whole entire plant look better. And you can get the idea that that's going to dress up the rest of this, and you won't see the ugly stems left over. But this here iris, we're looking at it. It's got some old dead blooms on it. This guy isn't going to bloom again. It's not going to keep blooming this summer. So we're just going to pull the old blooms off, follow it down to the stem. That dresses it up. You could take the stalk off down to where the leaf is too if you want, just to make it look prettier. And this is a bit tough, so we're going to say we might want to do that with garden shears, because ripping it off isn't easy. The thicker the stem, you might need a tool to do that. We'll look at a couple annuals. Some annuals do need to be deadheaded, and some don't. And what I've got here today is bedding mix petunias, which are we grow them in a 6-pack. They don't grow quite as big. And we've got some wave petunias. And the big difference between bedding mix petunias and the new waves is the waves are a hybrid variety. These bedding plant ones actually need to be deadheaded. What happens is the bee will come and pollinate the blossom, and when that happens, a seed will form in the back here. And if you let them go to seed, they'll stop blooming. So we do need to deadhead all of these. So we're going to go, after the bloom is old and finished, we got an old one there that's dried up, but we're just going to pretend, I guess, that this guy here is an old dead bloom, and it is. You can see the dead part there. And we're going to follow it. We don't just pull the old bloom out, but we follow it back to where it meets the plant and pull the entire stem off. With wave petunias, like these guys here, we can see old dead blooms in here as well, like this guy. But since it's a hybrid variety, it won't go to seed. So you do not need to deadhead this. You can just let it sit there. Some people aesthetically like to pull the old dead bits off and get rid of them, but it isn't necessary to keep the plant blooming. With this variety here, it is necessary to keep it blooming. So it's important to know exactly what kind of plant you're dealing with. If it's a hybrid variety like the wave petunias here, or if it's a bedding plant that needs to be deadheaded to keep it blooming. And you can always ask people at local garden centers like us here at Van Campen's for information on what the plants you actually have. We're going to take another look at just another annual, this beautiful geranium. It does require a little bit of deadheading just to keep it pretty. Like the iris we saw earlier, we're going to follow the stem down to where it meets the plant, right here. And we're going to pick it off right there at the base, get rid of that bloom, and we'll have nice blooms to come through there. We have a bunch of other options we could look at, but really it's the same basic idea. You follow that bloom stem down, take it off. It will help encourage new blossoms or just kind of tidy up the plant. And if you do that, that'll help encourage new blooms for the entire season. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Growing Tips here at Van Campen's Greenhouses. Please give us a little feedback for if you'd like to see something in particular. We're hoping to approach some pruning flowering shrubs and stuff in the future and touch a little bit on roses. And if you guys want to see anything, just let us know. Thanks for watching.